let's dive into these new patch notes and Rise of Kingdoms. All right, welcome everybody. We've got some big changes coming in Rise of Kingdoms. As you can see, Birth of Spring patch 1.0.54 is coming into the game in just under a week. Big changes. There's KvK changes, there's commander changes. Let's go through it very quickly. I want to make sure you guys understand what's coming because this is going to change the game quite a bit. I want to make sure you guys are prepared. First off, there's a Spring Festival coming, just like there is every spring. There's going to be a 7-day event. There's going to be a firework event again. There's going to be a Gifts of the Season you can exchange for prizes. There's another event called Spring Festival Riches and Feast, where you're preparing food and probably sharing different ingredients to make those foods similar to the Thanksgiving event. Family gathering, join a big banquet with fellow Alliance members, again, eating at the table. Lucky Red Packet, I remember that one. That one was kind of fun. Protect the Supplies, you guys are familiar. Arms training event, very familiar as well. We all know those events. Number 2. We've got finally a new, they're not calling it this, but it's basically a new Champions of Olympia. It's called Tempest Clash. It's going to be sea-based. So this is your sea battle mode coming into the game. Basically what it's running down in as number 1 here, 10 governors are split into 2 teams of 5. So teams of 5 on each side. Each team has 1 supply ship that you need to protect and 1 supply ship on the enemy side that you need to destroy. There's 3 types of ships as well to go ahead and be inside of this mode. Again, just think of it like Champions of Olympia, where you've got the infantry, the archer, and the cav skills. And this is basically going to be the types of ship that you will have inside of this event, is the way it's reading anyway. Each governor must choose 1 type to enter the battlefield. Each ship type has its own skills. Tempest Clash puts every governor on an equal footing on the battlefield. This means, again, to me, they're not using commanders, they're not using equipment, they're not using any type of bonuses that would give a commander an advantage or give a player an advantage. So this is going to be as equal as humanly possible. Let's see how this plays out. I'm interested to see how it does. I have not gotten the chance to test this out yet. I'm looking forward to testing it out. You do need to be at least City Hall level 7 to participate. Number 3, new city building. This is a step in the right direction. It's not a fix in my opinion because we don't know enough yet. It could be a fix, but I have a feeling it's not the fix yet. It's a step in the right direction to a fix. This building, the museum, they're adding a museum, has a total of 14 exhibits, each belonging to a legendary commander. Right now, all the legendary commanders that are in here are Season 1 commanders. So, Ethelfled, Hannibal Barca, Richard, Charles, El Cid, YSG, Mulan, Ragnar, Mehmed, Frederick, Julius Caesar, and Charlemagne. You do have the ability to activate the museum exhibit, and you're going to have to buy some stuff here from what it seems. So governors can unlock exhibits using exhibit coins and buy relics using relic coins to provide commanders with powerful buffs. You can pick one of those commanders that I talked about earlier. Those are all Season 1, except for maybe Charlemagne. During Season of Conquest, though, governors from different kingdoms will own different commanders, resulting in an imbalance. So they've recognized that Season 1 commanders just don't have the juice, except for maybe YSG and Minna's in there. It's kind of pretty good. And Ethelfled has her own flavor, but these are all outclassed commanders next to commanders like, say, I don't know, all the archer commanders that just came out, even most of the infantry commanders that are out, like Guan and Leo and all that. So they're allowing the buffs for the tier 1 commanders, or the generation 1 commanders. They're introducing the new museum system to help governors to strengthen certain commanders. I have a few questions about this mode. One, it seems like you can only activate 1 at a time. Is that accurate, or can you activate multiples at a time? How much does it cost? And what are the buffs? Those are my 3 main questions on this new building. I think, again, from the way I'm reading it, this is a step in the right direction. This is great for every player in the game, whether you spend $0 or whether you spend a ton of money in the game. These commanders need some love, and we've been saying that on this channel, and the community's been saying it for long time. But we're definitely looking forward to getting this going. I think that ultimately we'll be in good shape there. Number 4, we have a new KvK map. This was announced a few days ago over the weekend, and I wanted to get some more information before I just said, hey, there's a new map on a video and not really giving you any info. No, well, here's the new info. And I want to do a specific video just on this because reading some of the criteria and some of the details of this could potentially be good. The problem is I think it's still going to be centered around Crystal Tech, and we do have a community page that did address some Crystal Tech changes that may be coming. It's not in this patch, but it's possibly going to be coming, and again, what that looks like, we'll have to wait and see. But let's talk about the Desert Conquest new Lost Kingdom. Coming soon, we'll go live in a few kingdoms within 2 weeks after the update. We'll skip the RP stuff here, but basically, kingdoms taking part in Season of Conquest now have the chance to play through an all-new story, Desert Conquest, through the Pioneer event. In the story, governors will experience the new Lost Kingdom with unique fortress buildings and the prestige system. So a new system inside here. It's not necessarily honor-based or kill point based anymore. Governors from all camps will have to get to grips with all new gameplay and devise a strategy for victory. New map. So there's a new map for this specific KvK. It's not utilizing any of the older maps. Number 2, Sea of Death. Don't let the word sea fool you. It is a sea of desert. So the Desert Conquest story incorporates the Sea of Death terrain, a realm separated by a vast mountain range entirely devoid of resource points and barbarian forts. Governors cannot teleport to or build in the Sea of Death. So this is kind of like an arena almost area that separates all the different camps is what it sounds like. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how that goes. Colossi, the colossal statues around the Sea of Death will grant bonuses and significant prestige upon occupation. Kind of think of this like a combination of circles and sanctuaries and all that stuff where you get alliance honor. Well, this is, or coalition honor. This is now going to provide significant prestige points and bonuses just like the circles do with the sanctuary and march speed and all that. Occupying Colossi is key to victory is what it says. Now, if it's key to the point where you need it to win by points, then that makes a lot of sense. If it just, we'll have to see if it means something different than what I just said. Number 4, fortresses. There are 2 types of fortresses in the Sea of Death. Desert Fortress and the Ancient Fortress, both of which can be occupied by any camp. Governors must make good use of these 2 fortifications to progress strategically through the barren waste and occupy more passes, colossi, and holy sites. So to me, they're making it very progression based, which I like. I'm curious to see how the map translates around a lot of these new structures. Definitely looking forward to seeing them release this stuff so we can start developing some strategies here on the channel to give you guys, if you're the ones in your kingdom trying to develop new strategies for the new KvK. Number 5, this is, I'm not sure how I feel about this, but generals. So a story-specific role acting as the manager of a fortress. Any coalition member can choose to assemble their troops at a fortress, which will grant the overseeing general the right to garrison, assemble, and dispatch troops within as he or she sees fit. I kind of like it, but thinking about the gameplay experience of everyone, right? I don't necessarily know if that's the best mode for players who don't have a whole lot of top tier commanders and things like that kind of portion of the mode seems to really be favoring, I'm assuming, players that have high tech, high stats, high commanders, high equipment, etc. It's just the way it's reading. We need more info on this. I'd like the idea from an organization standpoint. As a kingdom organizer, as an alliance organizer, I love the idea of having the ability to basically assign a player as a general to a structure and then say, okay, manage that. Manage that so I can go do something else that's helping the kingdom or organizing the kingdom in a different way. That idea is really, really cool. And, there's players in the game, let's face it, that don't know as much as some other players. So putting that player's troops in the hands of somebody who knows what they're doing could be very advantageous. So I'm interested to see how that looks, how the mechanics play out on that. There's definitely pluses. but there's also definitely some minuses from a gameplay standpoint, as far as gameplay experience standpoint. I think is what I should say, because I just don't think everybody will have as much fun, because if you're just putting your troops in there to put your troops in there, then you can go AFK. You know, that's kind of it. Prestige. So the prestige score is a composite of your individual prestige, coalition prestige, and camp prestige, and is earned by killing and severely wounding enemy troops or occupying colossi and holy sites. So it looks like the only way to gain prestige is by taking the structures and by killing other players. I like that. I like that a lot. That really focuses the impetus of getting this KvK done around fighting and killing, which I like that. I like that a lot. Obtain significant prestige to receive a reward from the Crusader Achievements and Honor Roll leaderboard. Now, how they incorporate prestige into the PvE side of the coin, we'll see if there's some kind of a merging of the Honor Roll / prestige system. We'll see how that goes. Number 7, I really like this too, and this kind of helps out more on the lower spending free-to-play side than anything else, which, again, we love to see these types of changes in the game. Let's see if it plays out that way. I'm hoping it does. Healing potions. Healing potions are a new resource type in the story that can be given by camps to governors or won via engagements against enemy forces. Governors will have the option of healing severely wounded units in the hospital through these healing potions. We hope that this story will be a unique experience for governors who have played Season of Conquest, Heroic Anthem, Strife for the Eight over the years. Desert Conquest Sea of Death brings a strategic richness to the story, increasing the intensity of the campaign, while the fortress and general systems allow governors to seek out combat at a pace that suits them. I'm interested how all of these things will merge together. I think that the map will also play a big part in how successful this new Desert Conquest map system will play out. I'm looking forward to more details on that. But so far, it looks better than March of the Ages, which is always a step up. So, number 5 here, we have Osiris League Grand Finals improvements. The finals have been changed to best of 3. I think they mentioned that in a previous patch somewhere. Contestants for the Grand Finals will be locked in once the preparation phase is complete. Roster will consist of 30 Vanguard, 15 backup. Once the battle has ended, no changes can be made to the roster. Makes sense. Buffs for governors in the Grand Finals have been changed to allow for a fairer fight. What does that mean? Rewards for the champions have been changed. A personalized alliance symbol has been added for the champion alliance, allowing them to show off their victory. This replaces the city-themed reward. I actually like that. I mean, I think they should still get a nice little city theme, but I like the prestige of having a symbol that showcases your abilities. So I like that. Other changes. A number of roles and skills have been added to Cerulean Crisis event. When selecting roles and skills, blah, blah, blah. We have an adjustment to Chieftain skill damage. That's nice. Blueprints of legendary accessories. Greatest Glory and Concealed Dagger. This was also mentioned on a previous patch. Are now available in the Holy Knight's Treasure event, which again reduces the exclusivity of those two items in the Heroic Anthem shop. So something to keep in mind. After updating, Greatest Glory and Concealed Dagger will become usable prior to the commencement of Season of Conquest. That's also a big change, especially considering people can still migrate back to KvK 2, which means that the Dagger and the Greatest Glory may be available against Season 2 KvK players, which will be devastating. After updating, kingdoms that have not entered the Eve of the Crusade event in Lost Kingdom Season 1 will be sent custom resource bundles and 7-day select supplies. For kingdoms that have entered Lost Kingdom Season 1, the aforementioned bundles will be replaced by special resource bundles and 7-day premium supplies. Okay. After updating, limited resource bundles will no longer be available. So they're talking about limited resource stuff. Number 5, fixed an issue where Takeda Shingen's expertise skill had an incorrect description in some languages. The commander's actual battle strength has not changed. Okay, so what about Edward? We still haven't gotten that one fixed. There's some things happening with Constantine, from what I understand, that need to be addressed as well. There's a few, like Leo. What about the Leo fix? Like, where's that? We've been asking for those for quite a while. Other than that, though, I mean, so I think they missed the mark here on the commander portion, or the other section. I think that this part of it is a mess. but the rest of it's good. So I like the Spring Festival. We're going to get a bunch of goodies there. That's good. Tempest Clash #2. I think it's a fun new event. We'll test it out and see if it's any more fun than Champions of Olympia. I like the fact that it's more even. Any chance we have in Rise of Kingdoms to even the playing field, reducing the amount of things that people can complain about or be upset about in the game is a thumbs up for me. I love it, because if you lose, you lost, and there's no other reason than the other player is better than you, unless they were cheating. So, which I haven't seen that in the game. So, that's really it. I like Tempest Clash. And then new city building. I like the idea of this. I think it's a step in the right direction. I have a feeling the implementation of this is not going to be what we want, but I think it's a step in the right direction. Instead of actually revamping all the skills and talents of these commanders, they've added a new building, and there may be a requirement to spend. So we'll see how this plays out. And Lost Kingdom Desert, I like the new desert map. I like the new desert map idea. We haven't seen the map. We haven't seen exactly how all these systems interact with each other. I think the Colossi idea is really strong. It basically incorporates the circle, the sanctuary, the altar, all that stuff into one, it sounds like. Or at least, maybe it does. And then the Sea of Death. I'm really interested to see where the Sea of Death is at and what you can do in it, because it says you cannot build in it, or it says you cannot teleport into it or build. So is it going to be like just a PvP arena? Like what's going to be in there to make you want to go in there, I guess, is the question. So is this the only way to get to the other side to attack them? Like, do you have to go through this Sea of Death with your coalition, go bang down a pass to be able to build a fort in the other coalition's area? Like, is that how that plays out? I'm interested to see how this works, how big it is, how long it takes to march through. Is this going to be the rise of mobility commanders because of the Sea of Death? Does Double C Primary start to actually have a place outside of farm killing? Does Takeda Primary, does Jadwiga Primary, all those commanders that are mobility, Belisarius, are they now going to be OP because of the Sea of Death? We have to check it out. We have to get some more info. Really interested in how the prestige system works and the general system works. Let me know what you guys think about this new patch in the comment section below. I personally think it's a little bit of a mixed bag. Some really strong things, some strong ideas in this patch. I think a few misses, but very minimal misses. I think for the most part, they're trying to listen. They're trying to give you more things to do in the game. They're trying to even the playing field on different things in the game. And especially with the newer stuff that's coming out, they want to make sure that it's not pay to win. It's, here you go, here's an event. Your account is your account. It does not impact what's going on in the event. So hopefully you guys enjoy this new patch. I'm looking forward to testing it out and bringing it to you on this channel, of course. I will see you guys next time. Cheers. Have a good one. Take care.